It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I was in Morrisons just the other day and I come across some new frozen products from them. Now everybody likes a Greggs steak bake, chicken bake, pasty. And if you go to Iceland, you can pick up these very things, these very frozen Greggs pasties and pies, or you can just visit a Greggs. Morrisons though have come out fighting. They've given you 2 chicken bakes for £1.29. For me, that's 65 pence each. Throw in a little bit of gas and electric to cook these things, you're probably talking 70, 75p. It's not bad, is it? It's really not bad, considering if you go to Greggs, you're going to be paying £1, £1.50 for these things these days. Probably £1.50. I've not been to a Greggs in a while. But anyway, this is their chicken bakes from Morrisons. Let's get them out. I have done the Iceland version, the actual Iceland Greggs pies and pasties, and they're pretty good. So that's what it looks like. Flat base, you know the deal. Whack it in the oven for, let's have a look, 25 to 30 minutes on gas max 6, or if you've got an electric oven, 200 degrees Celsius at 25 to 30 minutes. Gas max 6 or 200. Right, let's get this in the oven. Hopefully it's really good. We'll be back when it's cooked. Okay, let's get this chicken bake out of the oven. There it is. Looking lovely in all its glory. Right. So, important thing I think when you're cooking something like this, was there much leakage? Has the pie split, leaked, all over your oven, and you're having not much of a filling? Thankfully, there was just a small amount of leakage on the side of this chicken slice. I'm gonna get a fork with this one, but doesn't it look nice? The pastry's decent, nothing's burned. Years ago, it was so difficult to get something like this right. It would have maybe a soggy bottom, which this doesn't. It may burn on certain edges. It's just been, maybe I've just become a better cook over the years. It's not really cooking though, is it? It's warming stuff up in the oven. But years ago, it would have been a case of chucking something in the oven and putting the Xbox on and forgetting about it for an hour. And that was the only point of difference, I think. But I'd like to think that they've improved pastries and whatnot over the years to be able to kind of cope better with ovens. I think there's a lot more people these days who oven cook their food. Whereas I think when it all first started, there wasn't much of a demand for it. So, cutting this, tempted to just get into it, I'm starving. Cutting this steak, chicken bake open. It's looking really good. Lots of chicken in there, lots of kind of like white sauce. A little hollow, if I'm honest, but I think there's enough of a filling in there. I'd like to just pick it up, you know, when you go to, you never use a fork, do you, in Greggs, but being straight out the oven is boiling hot. So pastry, nice and flaky. I just think it's a general kind of improvement in these kind of pies. Right, I'm getting in with my fingers now. It is hot, but I want to show you the middle. there it is. So in terms of actual chicken, there's bits and pieces. Well, there's a slice there, or a little square of chicken. It tastes like the chicken in a can with a white sauce. It probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. If it more or less has to be that, doesn't it? I used to be able to buy chicken in white sauce in a tin. Make your own pies. You know, you wouldn't be surprised with Morrisons for doing that. For just using that white sauce. It's nice and easy, isn't it? There is the white sauce. A little bit salty. And just creamy and rich, I suppose. Of course, you don't want it cheesy, do you? You don't want a cheese flavour, but immediately when you think of white sauces like that, you think of cheese. Anyway, we should be able to dive into this now with it opened up. Most of the steam got out of it. Pretty decent. The puff pastry is delicious. The question I got to ask myself is, do I go to Greggs, buy something like this for £1.50 plus, or do I go to Morrisons and make them myself or buy them and cook them myself for 65p each? It's nearly half price, isn't it? And in this day and age, when everybody's saving a bit of money, then, yeah, why not? Why not save some money? I'll tell you what I have noticed. The supermarkets, in times of, like, signs the economy's not doing as well as it should, they always bring out staple products like these pasties or pies. Something that's going to fill you up for relatively cheap. I was in Tesco's the other day and they had like new chili con carnes and chicken pots, chicken pie pots and stuff, which £1.50 each. Woo! Hot. Still hot. It's the only thing you've got to be a little bit careful of with these bakes is when you cook it yourself, give it a bit of time to cool down. I know I'm not, because I'm reviewing it and I want to show you what it's like boiling hot. But that's part of just reviewing it, isn't it? You don't want to see a cold pasty in a review, do you? Anyway, rating for Morrisons chicken bake. Love the consistency of the chicken, is really nice and tender. The white sauce is pretty good. The pastry is nice and puffy and lovely. And yeah, if this was given to you blind, you'd never know it wasn't a Greggs steak bake. Apart from how hot the thing is. I like that enough to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!